Right, so fishing with the DoLive stick. That's how I rig it up. So you just apply it. I've got a video on how you rig it up, it's quite straightforward. It's got 3 gram hook there, about 6/0. I'll just clip one of these Savage Gear links through the eye, and that's it. And there's the hook sitting there like that. Bait fish will slide down. And I think these have got a bit of weight to them anyway. They go out all right. You wouldn't want to be casting into a headwind. I'll show you what I mean. This is how I sort of fish them. Generally aim it up high, plonk it out. They're not nowhere near as good as sort of a weighted metal, but so all I do, because you want to slow it down for bass, all I do is just very slow retrieve. So we're letting it sink to the bottom. There's a sort of a weed bed out there. And all I'm doing, I'm just twitching it, just helping it to give it a bit of life. It's got a wiggly tail. I wouldn't advise winding it in too fast. And we're just sort of hoping to sort of bring it in line with a bass. Within range. I'm just sort of giving it a little sort of twitches. A bit like if you're working a shad or something, really. So you've got to do a bit of extra work with these. Just getting a few little taps there, so that's just the lead just in the shallows, but you could get a bass feeding right in there, seeing what's there. So you expect to pick up, there's a little bit of weed in the first wave there, so if there is, you just check it. Nothing there, so perfect, so we're good to go again. And if you're casting it, you might as well, in these situations, you might just whack out a bit. Not high, so it goes fair way. Far enough anyway. Just slow retrieve. Some little twitches. Give it some life. It's a weedless design, so you know, don't even have to worry about. If there's some really severe snags out there, regardless whether it's weedless or not, you're going to get caught up. But if there's some very mild sort of snags out there, like some marl or a chalk bed, something like that, which sort of sticks up about a foot or something like that, well, your treble hook will find it. Your single hook will probably find it, but you'll be able to just get it out. But a weedless design like this will just literally just bang and bump into it. Just designed to sort of fish into the sort of the snags, so you can just slow it down some more. So let's come to the surface a little bit there, that one. So we just give it a few goes. So it's the advantage of sort of having plenty of different variety in your tackle box to suit all sorts of different. So if you think the fishing's a bit slow, you can just autopilot, just go through your lure box over the marks without really sort of, you know, thinking too hard about it. Just thinking, well, I'm covering all. Obviously you put on when you think what's going to do it. But I looked for bird life. When I got here, there were some birds actually in the water altogether. So that's a good sign. If you turn up and there's no bird life, I'd say, well, it's not going to happen. But if that light starts to go, you know, a popper might be the best thing. Let's see. The plan. In the dark, I think a popper might be the best bet as well. But got some lovely lures from Weston I've just brought, and I might give them a go. They're more for pike and zander and perch and things like that, but they're so, the action of it is just so seductive. I can't see how a bass could refuse it. So it's just like spinning for pike, really, just giving it a few little twitches. It's almost like wobbling a dead bait for pike. But you certainly you wouldn't want to retrieve these too fast, so I think they would sort of spin out of control. Now there's a grebe there or something, cormorant or a grebe out there, whether he's seen it. And just generally, there he is. I'm going to put this over him. So slowly. Little twitches. Little twitches. The next thing I could do is probably put on a metal, really. Put on one of them day with Chinooks. Which I might do. They're really lovely, they are. Yeah, look at that, it's the way it sort of sinks to the bottom. So another way you could do it is just to sort of retrieve and let it sink. So instead of twitching it like I was doing, which I think is probably the most effective way, just let it sink and then give it a little wind, a couple of fast winds, and just let it sink. And then a couple of fast winds, fast winds, let it sink, draw and sink. Lovely little lure. God, you could almost fly fish in this weather for a bass, but you want it a bit clearer, I think, for that. Right, let's try another lure. Let's try another lure. DoLive.